Hello and welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance. Last time we escaped our burning village and rode to Talmberg, a nearby castle, not so far away. Uh, this nice gentleman here pulled the arrow out of our leg, with which we were shot by a human rider that was trying to stop us from warning this same town. We told the local lord our story, and he immediately reacted, closed the gates, doubled the guards, and so forth. In the middle of the night, people were approaching, who turned out to be the Lord of Skalitz with the surviving townsfolk, who were on their way to another town. And we jump in right after they left, and we see what Sir Robot has to say to us.
Henry, I need to have a word with you.
Let's have words, Sir Robot.
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch at the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help. I'll have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid. And don't worry, I'll tell the men to relieve you later. God be with you.
What does Henry mean saying is this a request or an order? Sir Robot said he's wondering if we can stand guard with his men. Of course we will. Any question is that? There are worse jobs. No. And also, yeah, he said yes anyway. So how is that all about? Just being a little, you know. But I like how everything lights up with the lightning. And I like how pitch black everything is.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh? I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
Skip time. If you have to wait for something, you can skip time. Press T and set how long you want to wait. Watch out though, tiredness and hunger grow even during skip time. Very nice. Yeah, I was saying, I like how black it is. We're so used to bright nights, especially people that living in cities and larger towns, because of what's called light pollution. All these street lights and lighted billboards and lit windows make our nights relatively bright. But if you've ever been in a forest in the night, it is dark, and I mean dark. And here, these few fires they have, they're not really enough to illuminate anything. So if you look out there, you can just see blackness. And if you turn off our lights, that actually gets a little better, because our eyes get used to the dark. That is a nice touch. If we don't have anything bright nearby, our eyes get used to the darkness, but if we take out our torch, nothing. Black. We can jump on the battlements. I suppose we will do as we were told, lean against the wall, like one of these other guardsmen do, and just skip till morning. What's morning? Let's say 8.
Quickly!
Daily battlements. I can hear horns. Oh, people are running. All the soldiers are running, and the lord of the castle too. Everybody's gathered. Hey, we know you.
Jesus. We're gonna hit them like scallops.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners.
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. We may be in for a surprise, though. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Scallops and killed my parents. Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
Seriously.
I am Sir Markwart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markwart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king, and here in Talmberg divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Ratzik Kobila, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzik of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzik is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Ratzik Kobila is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzik Kobila is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there is little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
I like the soldier on the right's helmet. We gotta see if we can get one of those later. At least they delivered terms to Talmberg. Skalitz didn't get that luxury. They just attacked. They're leaving. Yay, we won.
My lord, you have my utmost admiration.
Get on with you, Robard.
So he's not just a savage who kills and burns wherever. He definitely has an agenda. Yeah, where's the soldier? I think it was him. Was it him? Yeah. No, it wasn't him. But that also is not bad. Anywho, Our mission is bury your loved ones in Skeleton. Talk to Sir Robert. Optional get a horse. Jesus. Oh, this is still from the last time. As I fled, I caught sight of 3 of Sigismund's soldiers about to rape the miller's daughter Teresa. I couldn't just let it be, and though they were stronger, somehow I've managed to rescue her. I managed to get a hold of a horse to ride to Talmberg as quick as possible and warn them there. I succeeded in the end, although it almost cost me my life. Those foreign mercenaries of Sigismund's are skilled at archery on horseback. They pursued me, and I took an arrow in the leg. It's a wonder I didn't bleed to death. I told Sir Divish about the terrible fate of Skalitz. After a briefing with his captain Sir Robert, he decided it would be futile to go to Sir Radzig's aid, and instead they would prepare Talmberg Castle in case Sigismund would descend on them too. And then he told his captain to take charge of me. Sir Robert told me to eat first. I only realized how hungry I was when he started talking about food. In the kitchen, Captain Robert introduced me to the lady of the castle, Lady Stephanie, and the cook, Božena, who served me some food. They also offered me a place to sleep in the bedchamber on the lodge in the courtyard. Excuse me. Božena is a great cook, and a full stomach has raised my spirits a little, even though I can't stop thinking about my parents. I went to bed wishing it all my heart that everything that happened might have been no more than a bad dream. That I would wake at home to father hammering on his anvil and mother humming while she cooked. That everything would be like it was before. I was nearly asleep when Lady Stephanie came to see me. I was surprised to say the least, but she only wanted to see if I was alright and to ask about what happened. So I told her all about it, and then she told me about how Sir Divish had been taken captive a few years ago, and she had to try and buy his freedom. When Lady Stephanie finally fell asleep, I didn't sleep. When Lady Stephanie left, I finally fell asleep. I didn't sleep very well though. I was troubled by bad dreams, and when Captain Robert came in the middle of the night and woke me to tell me there was some procession coming to Talmberg, and I had to go to the battlements immediately. Everyone in the castle was on the battlements, anticipating the worst, Sigismund's army. But to everyone's astonishment, it turned out to be Sir Radzig and all the remaining survivors from Skalitz. What was even more surprising is that they escaped the siege without a fight. Sir Radzig gave me orders, and then he and the Skalitz folk carried on to Rattay. Sir Robert ordered me to help keep watch on the battlements. He didn't order, he asked us and we agreed. Captain Robert didn't want to leave anything to chance, so he posted extra guards on the battlements, and I had to join them too. Again, not had to. On the advice of one of the soldiers, I had a bit of a snooze, but then another alarm was sounded. We weren't supposed to snooze, we were supposed to wait, but fair enough. When I got to the battlements, my blood turned cold. Sigismund's army was standing within sight of the castle. Everyone fell silent as the grave when they saw the huge numbers of the enemy. Fortunately, Sir Divish has a way with words. He persuaded and negotiated that attacking Talmberg would be pointless. The moment Sigismund gave the order to depart, the whole of Talmberg shouted with joy. But I had only one thing on my mind. I should go back to Skalitz and bury my parents. The threat of attack is gone, and I have to get back to Skalitz. It's my duty to bury my parents. Only how can I do it? My lord forbids me to leave Talmberg. I should talk to Captain Robert. Maybe he'll help me get out of the castle. I should take my horse. Skalitz is a long way from here. I assume with my horse he means the one he stole from the Cumans, but fair enough. They won't come looking for it here.
God be with you.
And with you, Sir Robert. I have to get to
Sir Robert,
Skalitz.
I need to get to Skalitz.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left, but the place will be swamped with robber barons, brigands, deserters, and other vermin. And anyway, your lord commanded you to stay here.
I have to bury my parents. Let me out before I lose my temper. I doubt we can intimidate some Hardened noble soldier. If you were in my shoes, you'd do the same. Yeah, I suppose.
So, Robard, my parents died there. I can't leave them to be eaten by dogs. What would you do in my place?
Sorry, lad, but I won't take orders. You'll have to wait until everything settles down, and maybe your lord will change his mind.
Why did Sigismund raid
Why did
Skalitz?
Sigismund burn down Skalitz and then come here too?
That's war for you, lad. Certain lords have resolved to take things into their own hands and eliminate anyone who doesn't share their view. Unfortunately, Sir Radzig is one of those. And what's more, he was sitting on a pile of silver that could help King Wenceslas's allies.
What
What is
happened in
Sigmund
Kuttenberg?
Gutenberg, well, I'm just a simple soldier, but the good lord gave me ears, and I've heard some things from Sir Divish and from those who fled from Sigismund's pillaging.
Were there many?
Indeed, but it was the Gutenberg mercenaries who came to see me, because I knew them from before.
I see.
Listen, lad, these are all games of the high aristocracy. In Prague, a cabal of nobles rebelled against King Wenceslas, wealthy aristocrats who took against our king for reasons of their own. There's no doubt Sigismund had his fingers in the whole affair. Him and Wenceslas's cousin Jobst. And that cabal helped him abduct the king.
So then why did Sigismund attack Kuttenberg?
Why do you think?
Has a strategic position and strong fortifications. Well, since it used to be capital, would make sense. He was afraid of the Kuttenberg insurgent lords. Well, if they helped him abduct the king, then they have some sort of leverage. Defeat his troops from the granaries. Possible, but unlikely for the loot. Well, we heard a few times that having an army is expensive. So let's try this one. I mean, we can't go wrong here.
So he could loot it?
Correct.
How about
King
that?
Charles, may God grant him eternal glory, built Prague into a proper royal city, while King Wenceslas took a liking to Kuttenberg. After Prague, it's the most important city in Bohemia, in the entire Holy Roman Empire. He who commands the Kuttenberg silver is king.
So Kuttenberg sided with Wenceslas because he favoured it?
Now you're starting to understand. When Sigismund imprisoned Wenceslas and took control of Prague, the people of Kuttenberg began to raise an army against him. So with the attack on Kuttenberg, Sigismund killed two birds with one stone. He defeated Wenceslas's most powerful allies before they could stand against him, and also gained immense wealth.
What do you know about the humans?
Where did these humans come from anyway?
I don't know much about them, only what the Chamberlain said, that they came to Hungary from the east and settled there. They're godless barbarians and merciless fighters. The nobles used to say the Hungarian king shouldn't enlist them, because they dishonor our rules of warfare. But when there's power and money to be had, it seems that honor isn't worth my spit. And believe me, it's always about power and money.
If I'm informed correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Cumans came from further east, yeah, from the steppes of, Kazakhstan, Russia, those areas. And they were driven away from their homeland by the Huns, the Golden Horde, if I'm not mistaken. So basically what happened with the Great Migration, when Attila was moving westwards towards Rome in, when was that, 300 after Christ? Many peoples packed up entire villages and moved west, fleeing from the Huns, from their brutality. And with the Golden Horde, they're also Huns, right? Mongols, I think. And the same thing happened basically. So these Cumans fled westwards from the east and then stayed in Hungary. And of course, in that area, there was no Christianity yet. They were heathens for Christians, and they never accepted the Christian faith. I think eventually, actually, they become Muslims. and joined the Ottoman Empire. I think they were present in the attack of on Vienna in the Renaissance. I think it was 1700 something. But that's getting too far off topic. So he's not gonna help us escape and bury our parents. Get a horse, get out of the castle, bury loved skulls. Okay, now we're working without a map marker. Let's first put away the torch. Now the Lord would be the next stop, I suppose. Stable master. No, you don't look like the Lord. Here maybe? It's locked. It's open. Someone's sleeping. Chamberlain. Oh, it was a private area. Always getting up. Let's hope that was not illegal what we did. Some woman. Oh, it's empty. You can sit. Maybe even sleep in a bed. It's locked. Locked. A shrine. Some castles had their own chapels. Here it looks more like a shrine. 2 seats for the Lord and Lady. I would assume. Battlements to shoot arrows from. Lovely, lovely. Locked. Where's the Lord? Is he maybe in the kitchen? Cook. Storeroom. A villager. Villager. Can you help?
Mother of God. You look like you've been assaulted.
We have been assaulted by humans.
Is there someone here who trades in goods?
Try Votova. He's as thin as a starving hound and about as cheerful. But he can get anything you want. I saw him by the local granary.
About
Sigismund's visit this morning was pretty alarming, wasn't it?
And no mistake, that army of his is enormous. It's a good thing Sir Divish is such a fine speaker, or they'd have squashed us like bugs. Take care.
Most likely. Villagers everywhere. But no Lord. Didn't we come with the horse here too? That one is stealing. Here, this one. Olena. Mount. This doesn't say stealing, so I would assume this is our horse. So we know where to get a horse.
Horrible foreign soldiers. Them with the strange clothes are not.
This is just Sir Bernard. Bernard.
We're safe.
Safe? Sigismund and his heathen cutthroats will come out of the woods any time now and slaughter us all.
They won't come back. Why would they? We'll stay here overnight to be on the safe side and go back to the fields tomorrow.
By tomorrow morning, all our heads will be on spikes.
What in God's name are you on about?
I hear that's what them foreign soldiers do, and worse.
They do nothing of the sort. Where did you hear that nonsense?
Vilma heard the guards on watch talking about it.
Nobody's going to attack us, never mind foreign soldiers.
Horrible foreign soldiers.
Sigismund's
Them
moved
with the
on and
strange
we've
clothes
got
and iron
nothing
marks
to
on their
worry
faces.
about.
Aye, I
And we can
saw them.
always come and
They
take
had
shelter here at
uncommon
the castle. Anyway,
I
you said
heard
yourself you
that
don't believe a
Prisoners
word
and
Vilma
broth
says.
from corpses.
Stop
Go to
working
heaven.
yourself up.
Man-eaters.
It's fine, and that's how it'll
Christ's
stay.
sake, where did he
Aye, but
I hear our
No
scouts found
buts.
a fresh pile of
Everything will
human
be all
bones
right.
at the edge of Scalit's woods.
I suppose.
Mary, Mother of God, preserve us.
So the villagers are very scared. That's understandable. Understandable. No, where is that lord? There he is, isn't that him? Sodivish. 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 Sodivish, please wait a moment. Okay, he don't want to talk to us. No. No. Where did the Chamberlain go? Guard. Sadosh keeps going. Whoa. Hey, Stephanie.
The Lord save you. What do you need?
I have to get to Scarlet's. Yay!
I would like to ask your assistance, my lady, if I may be so
Alright.
bold.
What's the matter, lad?
I need to get out of the castle, and your husband is keeping me here by force.
Why, for the love of God, would you
Well.
want to leave the castle?
I have to bury my parents. I need it badly. I need it badly. It's my duty to bury my parents. I have to bury
My parents are lying in the mud of Skalitz at the mercy of dogs and jackdaws. I can't just leave them there.
That's terrible. May the Lord have mercy on their souls. But how can I help you, Henry? I don't want your death on my conscience.
If I could just get past the guard at the gate somehow.
But you can. If you wear a proper suit of armor, and if he can't see your face, he won't recognize you and he'll let you go.
Good thinking.
Where can I get
And
armor?
where can I get the armor?
At the armory?
Where's that?
In the gate tower. But the soldiers sleep in other places around the castle too, and you might find armor nearby.
Might have to pay a bribe, but if they're asking me where I'm going.
They'll certainly ask where I'm going.
You could tell them Sir Robard sent you to Ujitz, to ask the parish priest how the folk there are faring.
That sounds reasonable.
Okay, might have to pay a bribe. Could you
It's
give me something?
rather embarrassing, but if I'm to pay a bribe, I need money. Unfortunately, I don't have any.
Well, how would you? Don't worry your head about it. This should be enough.
Thank you, my lady. I will repay you, I swear.
25 groschen. Thank you,
my lady.
Lady Stephanie.
I must go now.
Do I look like a Talmberg soldier?
What do you think, my lady? Do I look like a Talmberg soldier?
Not quite, Henry. Just look at you.
Oh, I see. Well, thanks.
She must think we're insane. We didn't even stop talking to her and we asked her, well, do we look like a soldier? About Sigismund's army?
My lady, I hope you weren't unduly distressed by the arrival of Sigismund's army this morning.
Well, it was to be expected. And thanks to God's mercy and my good husband, there was no more bloodshed. But it's something else that distresses me. Maybe my mind deceives me. But I have an evil foreboding.
You, my lady? Surely not. No evil could possibly come to you.
I fear something bigger and worse will come. That Sigismund is only another omen of imminent evil. Of great evil.
Evil.
Good luck, then.
Thank you. I will need it. So, armory above the gatehouse. I assume this is the gatehouse, since here is the gate. So we go up here, yeah. And then if we would follow the magma, we just turn around. And the door's open for us. Oh, but it's restricted area. No, I wasn't in there.
Is someone there?
No, no one in there. Are you dreaming? Of course there's no one in there. La 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 la. No one here. La 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 la. I'm just being a guide.
God knows what it was.
Ooh, perfect. Can sneak here. Close the door. Let's take a shield. This one looks nice. Oh, yo, 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 yo,
What
yo.
are you doing here?
Nothing.
Get locked.
Yeah, I'm trying. Deft, if you must steal, make sure no one sees you, and you need to be careful when
Are you looking for someone?
selling stolen goods too. Okay, let's try again. Lock, very easy. Here's the ladder.
What was that?
Maybe we can hide here for now. Lockpick hard, lockpick very hard. We can't do any of that. See something lying around.
Is someone there?
Shh, no one here. Yeah, said something rob somewhere, right?
No sign of anyone.
No,
God knows what
no
it
one
was.
here.
What was that?
Ah, here it says rob. But there's nothing in there. Shh, come on, no one in here. Is he gone?
What the hell was that? Probably
I can still hear some armor. Question is that outside or inside? Now let's try this. You learned locks. Okay. T help. Lock picking. In order to pick locks, you must have at least one lockpick. We have that. We got it from Fritz. In your inventory, although it's better to have one or two spares, since they get worn with use and in a worst case can break. You can start the actual lock picking process by holding E on the lock. We did that. You will then see a diagram of the lock mechanism in which you have to find the right spot to insert the lockpicks. How close you are to the sweet spot is indicated by the size of the cursor, and it turns gold when you find it. Then you have to use the lockpick to turn D to turn the lock mechanism. At the same time, you have to coordinate the movement of the lockpicks with the rotation of the mechanism, because the rotation shifts the position of the sweet spot. Okay, that makes sense. So when we turn the lock, where the sweet spot is moves, because on the lock it stays in the same position. When the lock changes, the position also changes accordingly. So we have to move the cursor around. If you try to turn the mechanism without having the lockpick in the correct position, the mechanism will stick, which will damage the lockpick or even break it. Any damage to the lockpick will produce a noise which can draw unwanted attention, and breaking it will cause an even louder snap. Okay, so we find the point. Where? Here. Like here, here, here. Okay, now we press D. Okay. Rob. This. We'll just take everything, yeah? Good. See if there's more we can steal. Since we're stealing already. A mace. Arrows. A bow. Lovely. And we're getting hungry. Alright, this is hard. Here's some more arrows. Lockpick Heart. No, nothing else here. Oof, no, no one here. Let's get out of here. Okay, success. Good. Now we made some progress. But our time is up already. We watched a bunch of cutscenes. But it's okay. We'll be back in the next episode. Suppose we can still dress in our new uniform. So we have better long distance arrow, a mace, poor quality arrows, shields. Let's wear the shield. A helmet, a Waffenrock, gloves, padded armor. Oh, we can wear different layers. That's pretty cool. So if we take off the helmet, we're still wearing that. Ooh, the coif. Okay. So I suppose we could pass as a soldier, but we will pass in the next episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I wish you a great day. Until next time, bye bye.